Welcome to the JP8 Report. This is James Pierce with JP8 Report, episode 63, 1 year from today. Okay, so if you didn't know, this past Saturday, I did a Rumble live. It was the very first one. Rumble's finally gotten down to us lower guys. I I pay a starter package fee every month. It's like $25, and it finally got down to our level where we can do live broadcasts. And so I did my first one roughly around 10 o'clock on Saturday. I am going to try to something on my shirt. I'm going to still try to do those at least every Saturday about 10 o'clock as a recap of stuff that's happened through the week. It'll sound a little bit like the podcast, but it's going to be actual live. And I'll give my phone number at the beginning of the podcast and a couple times during it to where you're able to actually call in and ask me a question if you want or say something, okay? Just ask it, keep it respectful, okay? And then as a result of that, subscribers went up, which is cool. And then I had my last number 62 reach 22 views on it, which is awesome. So I think I'm going to stick with the lives on Saturdays and then cut one, maybe two podcasts during the week. Okay, but this one, episode 63, 1 year from today. Okay, so we'll get to the 1 year from today, which is the day is November 8th, 2021, my 53rd birthday. Okay, so I'm about to go do some construction work in a few minutes. So some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about was I think it was Saturday. I heard that the Biden administration wants to shut down another pipeline. This one going through the state of Michigan. It's called Line 5. Don't ask me where they got the names from. I bet there's a line 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this one controls 554,000 barrels of oil a day. It's 500,000 barrels of oil a day pass through this pipeline. Okay, and they want to shut it down. They defeated the XL pipeline. They're trying to defeat this pipeline at the same time, letting our adversaries in Eastern Europe build and use theirs going through the Baltic Sea. Okay, I'm talking about the Russians. Okay, why? Man, you have to kick yourself. Why are they actually handcuffing and shackling us Americans? Why in the world would the Biden administration do this? Well, at the same time, they want everybody to have solar panels. They want everybody to have windmills. Windmills are notoriously ineffective, especially if there's no wind, it doesn't produce power. I believe the rule of thumb is 8 seconds after a windmill stops working, power stops because it's direct to grid. Same thing with solar panels, DTGs. Okay, whenever you're using solar panels and they produce electricity from solar radiation, it goes right into the electric grid. No batteries. It just goes straight to the electric grid. You paid $25,000 plus for a solar panel system to alleviate roughly $25,000 worth of electric bills. You're still paying the same amount of money for energy, for something that's sitting on your house that you're making payments for every single month. At least with electricity, the commodity goes up and down, depending on how much energy you use. If you're putting solar panels on your house and you finance it, that payment stays the same the whole time. Okay? And then what happens when you have to start replacing them, right? So, I mean, I got friends that own solar panel companies. And I like solar energy, but it's just so expensive to do this kind of stuff. I mean, right now gas is. I saw it here in Copper's Cove yesterday. It was, I believe, $3.09 a gallon for regular unleaded. If you go to California, you're paying over $4. Yesterday on one of the news programs, the Secretary of Energy, she used to be the governor of Michigan, I believe, but she was saying that it's not our fault; it's OPEC's fault. That we should expect higher gas prices and higher natural gas prices this winter because OPEC won't produce more oil and natural gas. Excuse me, but I live in Texas. We was the number one producer in the world. Okay? What happened? What happened was on day one of the Biden administration, he put forth the effort to kill the energy industry inside the United States. They want everybody to own an electric vehicle. They want everybody to charge those electric vehicles. If you didn't know, if you have a level 1 charger for an electric vehicle, you're going to pay roughly, and you need a full charge on your system, you're going to pay approximately $9 to fully charge a battery on a level 1 charger on a 13-cent kilowatt an hour base rate on your electric meter. Okay, I pay 8.07 right now. That's on mine. Okay, and so if you're traveling 300 miles, roughly 300 miles every other day, that means you're going to need a full charger on your electric system. Take that one to the bank or withdraw money for the bank to pay for your energy. Okay. What else came out? Oh, yeah, this morning, a poll came out. The presidential approval poll is 38% for Joe Biden. But wait, Kamala Harris is at 28%. She's even lower than him because she won't speak to nobody. Instead of dealing with the border crisis like she was supposed to be doing, she jet sets to Asia, she jet sets to Europe, instead of doing stuff here in the United States. Same thing with Joe Biden. He got in an argument with a reporter on Saturday about the proposed legal settlement between the Department of Justice and illegals. People here are illegal. They want to give them roughly the settlement isn't done, which it's an appropriation, should go through Congress, but especially at that level, roughly $450,000 a person and $1 million per family of family units that were separated at the border when they were apprehended because they said it was immoral. Well, we live in the United States. People get in trouble with the law. You know, if you get arrested, let's say you're a single adult and you have custody of your child and you get arrested for DUI, okay? And they separate you, put you in jail, and put your child in foster care. Do we owe you for separating your family? If you get arrested for driving with a suspended license, which is totally your fault, and your child is there with you, and when your child gets sent to a foster or into a CPS environment, are we responsible for paying you money because we separated you and your child? And I guarantee you almost every single one of y'all say no. So why should we have someone that breaks our law to cross our national border, which is against all enemies foreign and domestic. We have an invasion going on in our country. I keep saying that, and it just falling on deaf ears. But why should we give money to these people that are illegally crossing our borders? Who's to say that that young lady or that young man is a dependent of that man or woman that's coming across the border? And now they get separated. And this guy that has no idea who this other person is, these little kids are, we're going to give him 450 grand. Why? Someone tell me why. Because this is stupid. It's a misappropriation of governmental tax dollars and money that we don't have that should be, if we're going to borrow the money, we might as well make it work for the Americans. We just passed a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, which 13 Republicans voted for it. Their strategy goes on, okay? And they're saying there's people out there saying, well, the Republicans supplemented the Democrats for political gain for them in the upcoming midterm elections. That might be so. But the Republicans did the same thing in 1964 with LBJ on the Civil Rights Bill, the one that the Democrats claimed victory for. That the Republicans, if it wasn't for Republicans, it would have never have passed. Because what these Democrats don't tell you is they don't care. They don't care about the American public. They don't care about minorities. All they care is power. And if you're going to be a Republican, you need to get off your fourth point of contact. And you need to get out there and you need to talk to these people. All of them. Black, white, Hispanic, everybody. Native Americans, Asians, everybody. Get out there and talk to them. Because deep at heart, the vast majority of us, like Senator Joe Manchin said the other day, we're a center-right country. And that's true. That is very true. We all hold values close to us that are actually conservative. But we keep playing to the Democratic base that their way is the way to go. We have these teacher unions. We have unions in specific. They get paid $40, $50, $60 an hour. And they collect these dues, and all they do is fund Democrats all the time because with this infrastructure bill, most of the stuff is going to union jobs. Union jobs are a slim majority in our country. What is a union going to do except for bankrupt companies? Because they're always wanting more money out of them. Always. Always. Why aren't these union officials actually doing work? The AFL-CIO guy, he just passed away. Was he working on a factory line or was he working in an office? I guarantee he probably hasn't been on a factory line in decades. Okay. Sorry that he died, but he's already got some filling issues. I have no idea who it is. Okay. That $1.2 trillion, 10% of it's going to infrastructure. And before you believe the hype from the Democrats, we need that infrastructure bill because all of our roads need to be maintained and repaired and built. Did you know that the national fuel tax funds the transportation system in the United States? And the only reason why we have this bill that went through with the 10%, $100 billion in it for infrastructure was because those projects were too big to be appropriated through the fuel tax. So they had to have additional appropriations for it. That's why that went through. But why are we doing green rebates? All these little pet projects. This is stupid. And then that passed even after the results of Tuesday's election. Across the country, not just in Virginia and New Jersey, all across the country, people are fed up with the way the Democrats are ruling in their stead. Okay? Call a spade a spade. They just want the power. Politics are always local, right? Everybody believes that. But why would you elect a known Democrat to your city council, which is non-political on most places, right? But knowing he's a Democrat, he impresses everybody at the local level, but you know his true feelings. So he does such a good job as a councilman because he's so nice, right? And then, oh, I'm running for county commissioner. I'm running for state representative. I'm running for state senator. I am running for the U.S. Congress. See what you did? You placated him to make him look really, really good. Now he's going to run for an elected position as a Democrat, and he's going to have all these people that knew him on the city council, and it says, you know what? I can support that guy. But in all actuality, he's still a Democrat. Democrats are ruining our country. They're ruining our country. And we best believe that that's going to happen, or they're going to tear it apart, and we're never going to be able to come back and repair the damage that they have actually been pursuing for all these years. Only by you getting out to vote, getting out there, make your voices heard, getting out there to those voters forums, getting out there to those town hall meetings, and telling them what is up, what you expect your representatives. And this applies to Republicans too. If a Republican's acting like a rhino or they don't know what they're doing, hold their feet to the fire and make them represent you, or we're going to primary you and move you out of the way. Okay? Now, right now here in Texas, we have, let me backtrack one thing. Okay, so the title is called 1 Year from the Day. So on my birthday is on a Tuesday next year. Okay, I kind of figured that one out. 1 year from the day, which is actually tomorrow, November 8th, 2022, is the midterm elections. Okay, here in Texas, good old Beto, Robert Francis O'Rourke, he is seriously considering running against the Republican nominee here in the state of Texas. Mr. I'm going to take your AR-15. I believe in big government. I believe that nobody should own guns. You know, he's a big loser. He ran he ran against Senator Cruz, lost. He ran for president and lost. Now he's going to run against either Governor Abbott, Allen West, or Don Huffines. He's going to lose again. He is. Because they actually think that Texas is drifting blue. It's not. It's getting more conservative. But the only way we become more conservative is to make your voice heard. If you sit back there and watch Fox and Newsmax and OANN and never do anything else, and you just hang out with your conservative friends, well, I don't want to hang out with Democrats because they're crazy. You know what? They're normal people too. But if they don't know the alternating point of view, they're never going to learn it. The same thing with your kids. Read Psalms 145 verse 4. We were going over that last night in church. And I know that applies to the godly Christian life. But at the same time, if you read it, go and read it. Okay? That applies of how our morals and principles are, and how we believe right now, and how we pass that down to our kids so they'll know and understand after we're gone. And they can pass that on to their kids and grandkids after they're gone. Because if we let the Democrats and the socialists and communists and the teachers that believe in that junk, that racist junk, and caste type society junk, they're just going to destroy the very fabric of our country. And we don't need that to happen forever. This is the United States of America, and it's for everybody. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It didn't say for white people only. It didn't say for black people only. It didn't say that for Hispanic people. It's for everybody. And we need to believe that. And we need to instill those values in everybody around us. Don't wipe history clean. I know there's good and bad, ugly parts. I have a degree in history. I understand it. I know what it means. And no, I did not agree with every aspect of what I read in American history, because we have a very blemished past. But if you don't know your history, you're going to repeat it. And it may be the opposite effect of what was going on and make it worse. You don't want that to happen. So, in terms of the primary, I ain't going to tell you if it's going to be Allen or Abbott or Huffines. I have my view of what's going on. Here, there, everywhere, people are going to gripe and complain all the time. Okay? It happens. It happens. But you got to fight for what you believe in. You do. You have to. Okay? But 1 year from the day, Tuesday, November 8th, 2022, you can make a difference. And you got to get out there and do it. You got to. Hold our feet to the fire and let's save our country. Let's save it from bankruptcy. Let's save our freedom. With you, we can do it. With that, hey, y'all have a great day. I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast on Rumble, Podbean, and YouTube. Remember, Saturday about 10 a.m., I'll be going live on Rumble only. Okay, so if you're my YouTube people, you need to get back there and okay, let's do a Rumble account. Let's see what James is up to on the weekend. Okay? Everybody have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. This is James Pierce with the JP8 Report. I'll catch you on the flip side. And I am out.